Hello everyone and welcome back to Monsters of the Mind. As always, I'm your host Mr.G. And finally things are back to normal. We can finally make a regular episode again after way too long of making episodes that you had to squint to see any educational value in. Let's just get into this. Today, we're talking about the stone monsters known as gargoyles. Gargoyle means throat, and they were a species. Their morality varied. They lived all over Europe, and they originally come from French folklore. Gargoyles are usually depicted as stone-based beings that look vaguely demonic, although really they can look like all sorts of things. In real life, gargoyles are statues that adorn the top of many religious buildings. The main role of gargoyles is to act as water spouts, which will collect water and then spit it out. Although there are some other gargoyles that are basically just fancy decorations that were believed to scare off monsters due to their ugly appearance. Gargoyles also had another purpose during medieval times, where due to their gruesome designs, many churches used them as a reminder to go to church or else. It's said that gargoyles were inspired by a French myth called Gargoyles, which was about a dragon whose head got mounted on a wall after he was killed. As for the monsters known as gargoyles, they're actually a pretty recent invention. In fact, I personally couldn't find any source from before the 1900s that referred to sentient gargoyles. I don't include the myth of gargoyles, since that was more an explanation for the statues rather than the monsters. To me personally, it seems like sentient gargoyles came about in the same way as sentient statues or toys, in that people looked at these things that looked like animals and wondered what it would be like if they came to life. As for the lore surrounding the monsters, it said they come to life at night, while during the day they're mere statues. Some gargoyles are said to be good, others are evil. Some stories also say that a gargoyle can never be too far from its building of origin. Other than that, there is not much to say. Now here's Vincent. Yeah, I've seen gargoyles fly around a few times, but other than that, I've not had much experience with them. Thank you, Vincent. Okay, now let's look at the card. Okay, this is actually a pretty good card. The only thing I'm going to have to deduct half a point for is that it just kind of brushes away gargoyles that collect water, since that's really their main purpose. But here it's relegated to just a did you know thing. So for that, I'm giving this a 9.5 out of 10. Now let's look at some appearances of gargoyles in popular culture. They're in Dungeons & Dragons, of course. They're in Castlevania. They appear in Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I want to punch the executive who came up with these abominations! Oh, sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there. Sorry. And also, there was Disney's old TV show, Gargoyles. That's all for this episode of Monsters of the Mind. Join us next time when we take a look at the Bigfoot of the mountains. Bye!